It doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees or 50 below. Coming out.
Well, if we get, 150, I'll be very pleased. 200 would be exceptional.
So I don't think we can debate tonight the platforms. So what we need to think about is who can beat Joe Biden or the Democratic candidate.
It's clear to Democrats that they are very committed to making sure that we are turning things around.
It all has to start somewhere.
This is about where we start the process of picking the most powerful human being in the world.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Shelby Kluber.
And I'm John Diaz. We have a lot to get to on caucus night. ABC News projects former President Donald Trump has won the Iowa caucuses, and we've just learned in the last couple of minutes, Vivek Ramaswamy has dropped out of the 2024 race.
Of course, we'll get to that in just a moment, but we begin tonight with the dangerous cold weather that impacted all of you going out to caucus tonight. Today marked the coldest caucus ever. Yeah, James is in the Weather Center tonight tracking what we could see, or when we could see, just a little bit more warmth. Hey, James.
It's not too far away, but we still got more of this cold to deal with. Right now we're seeing those temperatures around 0 degrees around Mount Pleasant, Muscatine, 1 in Burlington, Galesburg as well, but as cold as -5 over in Dubuque. Not much wind, but enough to drop those wind chills in the -20s in most of our hometowns. At the airport in Moline, we're at -1, only got as high as 0. And there's a gust out there producing those wind chills as low as -21 degrees. We'll be dealing with some clouds across the area, but as we lose that blanket of clouds, you can see those temperatures just plummet, and we could be as cold as 15 degrees below 0, likely dealing with wind chills maybe averaging right around 30 degrees below 0. No surprise with the school cancellations that we have going on the bottom of your screen. But we do see a little turnaround when it comes to our temperatures in the days ahead, and we'll show you that coming up in just a few minutes, John.
All right, thank you, James. We have team coverage tonight of the caucuses in your hometown. We have crews in Des Moines, Walcott, and Bettendorf, or rather Davenport tonight.
Jenna Webster is at the Iowa Event Center in Des Moines. Joe McCoy is in Walcott covering a Republican caucus site. Jonathan Fong is in Davenport showing us the Democratic process. And Paul Baumgartner from Augustana College is in the studio breaking down what all of this means as the 2024 presidential race kicks off right here in Iowa. Now, those results are still coming in tonight. 95% of precincts are reporting right now. And we want to show you those statewide results right now here on your screen.
Yeah, take a look. Donald Trump in the lead here, winning 51% of the votes. This is across the state of Iowa. Ron DeSantis coming in really at this point a distant second, 30 points behind Donald Trump. Nikki Haley very close to Ron DeSantis there with 19%. Vivek Ramaswamy with 8%, but as we mentioned, he has now dropped out of the race. And we begin with Jenna Webster. She is in the heart of it all in Des Moines tonight.
Donald Trump is in Des Moines tonight as well. But Jenna, the big news is Vivek Ramaswamy dropping out just moments ago. I mean, what are you hearing in Des Moines?
Yeah, Shelby, that was the big news that we learned just moments ago. And, I can't say that news is very surprising. He was consistently polling in fourth this whole time. If you look at the screen behind me, the whole state, every single county is red right now for Donald Trump. Looking at these caucus results right now that we have so far, it is pretty similar to how things were polling and what the shakeup was going to be. Donald Trump's team is obviously very happy with this wide margin, this kind of runaway race that they took away from. He just came out moments ago. He is here at the Iowa Event Center, a little bit farther away from where we are right now, in front of a big crowd, very excited. And his team spoke about the excitement of this big win. And he spoke a little bit about, what he's looking to do as president. He touched on sealing up the border being a main priority, again, the economy, stopping inflation. But when we talk about that Ramaswamy endorsement, he did just congratulate all his opponents. And let's hear what they had to say.
I want to congratulate Ron and Nikki for having a good time together. We're all having a good time together. And I think they both actually did very well. I really do. I think they both did very well. We don't even know what the outcome of second place is. I also want to congratulate Vivek because he did a hell of a job. He came from 0 and he's got a big percent, probably 8%, almost 8%, and that's an amazing job. They all did. They're all very smart people, very capable people.
So Now all eyes after tonight in Iowa will turn to New Hampshire for next week's primary. Trump did speak during his rally that he is excited to go to New Hampshire. He is optimistic about how things will happen there. You know, the one thing that we'll have to look for tonight is just how many votes we got, how much the cold impacted everything. Right now I'm seeing about 105,000 votes, and you look back to 2016 when there was about 186,000 votes. So we'll see what those total numbers end up being tonight. Guys, back to you.
All right. Thanks, Jenna. Reporting live for us in Des Moines tonight. Meanwhile, I want to take a closer look at tonight's results, and we want to show you these results for Iowa counties across our area. So let's pull up on our screen right now. First of all, I want to point out Crawford County, the only county in Iowa where Vivek Ramaswamy made it out of third or fourth place, got second place over there. But when we look at our area specifically, the northern part of our counties in our viewing area, I'm talking Jackson, Clinton, Scott County, Muscatine County, these counties all had Nikki Haley in second. Then you get to the southern part of our viewing area, Louisa County, Des Moines, Henry, Lee County, Ron DeSantis comes in second for all of those. And I want to say really quickly, when we look at Donald Trump's votes from 2016, all of the counties in our area, Muscatine, Scott, Jackson, Clinton, had increased votes for Trump, but none more than Clinton. Over 1,100 votes for Trump. That is over 400 more than 2016.
Meanwhile, Walcott caucus goers in rural Scott County were excited to have their voice heard. Tonight, Joe McCoy takes us to Walcott Elementary, where the cold had minimal impact on caucus goers.
A good night for Donald Trump here in Walcott, the former president receiving nearly 65% of the votes. Some voters were veteran caucus goers. Other people turned out for the first time.
We definitely need a change, and tonight's the night to do it. So, and it doesn't matter if it's 100 degrees or 50 below.
You're coming out.
Coming out.
How many times have you caucused before?
This is my first time.
First time?
Yeah.
Okay. Why did you decide this was the important year for you to do it besides previous years?
Once again, we need change.
Do you have your mind made up on who you're going to vote for yet?
I do not.
You don't? Okay. So what's going to sway you one way or another?
I just got to wait and listen.
In 2016, I think we had over 200 for this precinct. The weather was much nicer then, so if we get, 150, I'll be very pleased. 200 would be exceptional.
Voter turnout was not impacted greatly here in Walcott. Still, 180 people showed up to cast their vote. Precinct captains said on a good weather night they expected around 200 voters, and we weren't far off from that. In Walcott, Joe McCoy, WQAD News 8.
Meanwhile, in Davenport, Iowa's Democrats caucused a little differently tonight. The focus was instead on topics other than the presidential race. Jonathan Fong explains the party's plans.
Wrapping up just hours ago, the Democratic caucus here at Davenport North High School started with a celebration. This caucus not only celebrated MLK Jr. Day, but also talked about supporting Democratic candidates outside of the presidential race.
This is also about 2028, right? What our platform is going to be on a national level. And it all starts at the grassroots, really unifies the party coming together as a unit rather than as individuals.
This year, Democrats had the option to mail in their vote. The results will be revealed at Super Tuesday in March. In Davenport, Jonathan Fong, WQAD News 8.
Now, Christina Bohannon was speaking at tonight's Democratic caucus in Davenport. This year, she is running for a second time for Iowa's 1st congressional district. Representative Mariannette Miller Meeks currently holds that seat. Bohannon said tonight's turnout is a sign that voters are ready for change.
Really exciting, and it just confirms what I already know. People are really fired up. They are coming to events, people who have never gotten involved in politics before, and not just Democrats, independents, lots of others are coming to our events. They are really ready for change.
In 2020, Miller Meeks won by just 6 votes against Rita Hart. Well, still ahead tonight on our special Iowa caucus coverage, we'll explain what these results could mean for each of the candidates as their campaigns shift focus to New Hampshire.
Yeah, our conversation with a Quad City political science professor is next.